Hey there Delilah, kama sereni majina unawe umebatizwa.
A few years ago, if you wanted to sing for 1,000 people, you'll need to seek a venue, market the event, and hope that they'll show up. Technology and the internet have changed things since then. Peter Nyabuto has, over the last few years, grown into a professional musician, and he can attest to these changes in the industry.
The only way you could reach audiences was to actually go for concerts. So I remember I used to inbox people all the time. Hey, can I perform at your gig for free? Hey, can I sing for you? Can I, even if it's like a random events, like a conference for farmers, I'm like, hey, there's a song for farming I can come and sing for your people. Maybe they might enjoy it. I used to just do that a lot on people, just trying to be out there through actually being there. But now, there's 1,000 people who can see you in a day without even marketing. It's crazy, it's so brilliant.
Nyabuto's journey in music began when he was young.
Music has always been around me, but I didn't necessarily take it seriously till later on. So I grew up in a church called Seventh-day Adventist, and you might know they're very musical. They like to sing, harmony. The only thing they don't do is instruments, at least most of them, because SDAs are very communal and close-knit, so you meet up a lot of time, and that's their version of having fun, just singing.
Nyabuto first interacted with a musical instrument when he joined Nairobi School. He took up all the opportunities to learn music, including auditioning for Art of Music, which introduced him to classical music.
Towards the end of high school, there was this institution called the Art of Music Foundation, which has such a cool name, Art of Music. I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then they put out a poster in high school, and then they were saying they wanted to audition people to join an orchestra. This was, I think, the first time I knew there was a youth orchestra in Kenya. Because we've heard of orchestras, Nairobi Orchestra. Then in orchestra, there's this weird-looking, strange instrument called the bassoon. The way orchestra is set up, orchestra is a very old concept. So the instruments that usually play are at least 300, maybe 400 years old. But the saxophone, relatively, is a 200-year-old instrument. So it's old, but relative to the other instruments in the orchestra, it's not as old. So now in the orchestra, I used to play the bassoon parts on the saxophone. So when, again, Mr. Watatwa came and then he said, oh, someone had donated a bassoon that anyone can learn, and there was no one playing the bassoon, I was like, either way, still, if I'm already playing bassoon parts, might as well learn the actual instrument. So luckily, I auditioned and then I joined, and then it was the start of, I guess, this success journey.
However, it was when a musician visited his school that Nyabuto was struck by an inspiration.
I remember around the last year of high school, there's this guy who came. He was trying to give back because he used to be in that school a while back. Then I was just seeing how he lives his life. He seemed like he was comfortable. He seemed like he could afford things. I was like, okay, kumbe, you can have an actual career of music. Yeah, so he's the guy who inspired me. He's called Mr. Watatwa, Moses Watatwa.
Nyabuto proceeded to Kenyatta University to study music and later started to pursue his career along the same lines. Still, he felt something was missing.
I went on into the industry, singing a bit. I went to a school called Sauti Academy. It used to be famous a while back when most of the musicians you're hearing now went through it. I tried this singing thing. I was performing. I performed at Blankets and Wine, Jazz Under the Stars. I was singing all over. It was a good time, but there was just something not working out. I was not sure what it was, but just there was like a barrier which I could not pass. Again, I had worked with the National Youth Orchestra as a player and then later on as a tutor. So for you to be a tutor at SYO, you have to have orchestral experience.
While Nyabuto had delved into growing his teaching career, little did he know that 2020 will set him on a new path. Many musicians found ways to continue to performing virtually thanks to COVID-19 pandemic, and Nyabuto was not left behind.
I remember I'd given up on singing, I'd given up on all these things. I was just playing in orchestra, playing instruments, just jamming around. Then I realized, oh, by the way, I used to sing, so let me try post something on the Instagram, which has not been active in at least 5 years. I think I had maybe 300 followers or so. It was just like a very random, since I'm bored, I'd even like switched. I had a camera, I was trying to, like a photography hobby. Of course, I had a guitar because I'm a musician. So I was like, okay, since I have the equipment, let me try, record something. So I posted it, and then a day later, it has 2,000 views.
Most people started appreciating his singing and continued asking for more. The numbers grew continually as he posted each video. From 2,000 views, 5,000 views, and over 10,000 views on his third video. The major turning point will come when he did a rendition of gospel artist Ruben Kigame's song, Bwana ni mchungaji wangu.
Bwana ndiye mchungaji wangu.
I record the video, then I post it, then like a day or two, it has 15,000 views. Like, hey, okay, clearly there's something here.
Since then, Nyabuto's videos have continued to open doors for him and have made him go back to singing, which he had abandoned.
I've been contacted a lot by people in the industry who want to work with me. That's, do you understand when one of the biggest producers once like contacts you, not you going to them, like, hey, there's something, I have this idea, I would want your voice on it. It's so mind-blowing. Currently, I'm working with this producer called Sedo. You know Sedo? That guy. So currently, I'm working with him. There's another producer called Tim Rimbui who also contacted me. I really also want to work with him. So those are the kinds of people who contact me. There's people who contact me for gigs. So could you come and sing for, I don't know, Engage or whatever event is happening.
Technology has continued to change the way of life and make things simpler. For musicians like Nyabuto, it has given them an audience reach they didn't have before and made it easier for them to make music.
There's so much more you can do. And then now we have like more technology that gives you more usability for whatever you want to do. So if you have a guitar, you can make a whole song just with your laptop. Loop stations, there's applications that can help you with that. There's TikTok, which is brilliant.
The journey has just begun for Nyabuto. He says he will continue to create awareness of music through his platforms and help people appreciate different types of music.
I haven't even started. There's so much you can do with technology. I feel we have a long way to go, but it's very hopeful. I'm very hopeful about the future. I hope we can make this orchestral art music industry be more Kenyan, just to tell more of our stories to the world.
I will be your lover. I will get a choir and sing how much I love you. Hey.